20 years ago, the Chamber had just become an amalgam of Baulkham Hills Chamber and the Kellyville Chamber of Commerce. Baulkham Hills Chamber at that stage was basically had just a few retailers who were along the strip in Old Northern Road, and Kellyville was a bit the same. There's a little village in Kellyville, and Dave Fox, who was a bit of a movement shaker, was the owner of the SO Garage, as it was then, was the president of the Kellyville Chamber. He recruited me because I'd moved my legal practice from Baulkham Hills to Kellyville. I had an office in Kellyville, and we knew that there was going to be growth in the area. The council had been forecasting some growth, and Dave and I had spoken about it. He recruited me to the Kellyville Chamber, and we had a number of members who weren't retailers at that stage, who had businesses, basically home-based, but some in the building that Alan Payne had built in Kellyville at the time. There were a number of accountants, a couple of doctors even, who were members of the Chamber in those early days. But basically just business people looking to either network, but also to get assistance from government, be it federal, local or state. In the early 90s, we had a member of our chamber called Peter Bowditch, who was involved in computers and was quite keen to move us into the technological age. And he set up a website. I think it was either very late the 80s or early 90s. It was certainly very early. The website, by current standards, was probably very crude. But when speaking to the State Chamber of Commerce, they were quite amazed that a small local chamber was the first chamber in New South Wales to have its own website. I think networking and growing in this area, basically I would encourage people to be members of the Chamber, but also to take an active part in voicing business issues, or both to state and federal and local government. 20 years ago, we're sitting in Bella Vista right now. This was just vacant land. In fact, I could see from where I lived that there were cows running around here, and it was great foresight by several people who saw this business park grow and develop into what it's become now. As you say, a first-class place to do business. Old Windsor Road, just out the back here, was a dirt road. Windsor Road was a single lane, and there were no lights originally at the entrance to Norwest Boulevard. So there's been great development, and I think with some planning issues, but with growth that always comes. But I would encourage business to have a say in what's affecting them, particularly in the planning of the future and development of the park as it continues to grow. And finally, I would hope it would be one of the premier places to do business in Australia, and that the Chamber would be at the very forefront of that, representing all of business. It's been encouraging to me to see the growth. The original days we had great support from a number of businesses. I particularly would like to pay tribute to Steve Grant and also John Burrell from Total Print. John was a great stalwart, and I think having businesses that are committed to assisting the Chamber, and also having committee members who give a lot, but also, I guess as you do that, you get great satisfaction in seeing the Chamber flourish and grow.